For Grishin Robotics, the future is in the clouds. Today, Grishin announced their latest robotics investment in the RobotAppStore, an online marketplace for robotics applications. And I'm speaking now to the founder of the RobotAppStore, Elad Inbar. Elad, welcome to the Robot Startup Series. Would you like to tell us about your vision for the RobotAppStore?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, Andra. The RobotAppStore is basically a marketplace where every user, every developer from all around the world can upload his software, his application that he developed for robots, and every customer, every robot owner from the other side can download it and run it on his robot. So robots are just computers with motors and sensors, and just like every computer or every smartphone, they need software and application in order to interact with their environment. And the RobotAppStore is actually the first marketplace to address this market, that providing apps for robots.
Now, you've already achieved some success with the RobotAppStore. How will Grishin's investment change things for you?
We're going to use the money to accelerate the growth that we achieved so far. We have several thousands of users already using our services, and of course we want to get some more users and just accelerate the business. We're also working on seeding the marketplace with our applications, because we believe that the quality should be very high, and in order to to achieve the user acceptance. And this is something that personally it's very important for me to make sure that every application that is out there is qualified and doing exactly what it should do.
You have much greater growth potential being software cloud-based than a lot of hardware robotics companies. Do you think that this is the secret of your appeal for Grishin?
I believe so. It's part of the secret, I guess. The traction that we show is another part of that. Just the fact that we support basically all the robotics platforms that are out there. We support everything from Roomba and all the way to now, including all kinds of smartphone robots like Air Drone and Sphero. So just the fact that we are cross-platforms and can cover basically every robot that will be launched in the future show that we have a very wide base to grow from.
Could you give me some examples of some of the apps that you currently have, and what are your most popular ones and your best sellers?
Yeah, well, as I said, we support basically every robot that's out there. So I'll take just two examples, maybe two extreme examples. One of the most successful apps, or it's actually the robot that has a lot of apps, is the Roomba. And you basically think about the Roomba as just a vacuum cleaner, right? What else can it do? But we have a few developers that just develop a lot of applications for Roomba. Things like songs and dances. We have someone that sent us a video with a Roomba just rolling into a room with a birthday cake on top of it and singing a happy birthday. So I mean, it's not just a vacuum cleaner. It can do much more than that. We have someone that developed a game like the snake game, where the robot cannot go over its own tail. So it's a computer, okay, with motors and sensors, so it can travel around, it can do many things. So Roomba is one of the best sellers on one end. On the other end, we have very advanced robots like now that are very capable. They have a lot of degrees of freedom, so they can interact with their environment in many different ways. They have a lot of sensors, so they can sense a lot of things around it. And what we found out is something very interesting, that basically every robot owner that's been exposed to RobotAppStore is downloading every application that he can for his robot. And this is something that is really interesting, because it shows the potential here. People want this application to extend the capabilities of their robots, their platforms.
So you've been testing the marketplace quite a bit over the last few years. What directions do you see are the most interesting ones for you?
There are two different let's call it a market segments that I believe can generate tremendous growth. One is the domestic robotics, market, which includes everything. I mean, from the Roomba, as I said, and all the way to personal robots that more and more companies are launching. Even huge electronic conglomerates like Hitachi and Samsung are working on humanoid robots that will be launched soon. So that's one segment, and the other one is the educational robotics. And I truly believe in the way that robots can engage students with STEM, with all kinds of engineering and mathematics and algebra and geometry and so on. And I truly believe that robots can be let's say the leap forward for so many students, and we're going to play a role in this market as well.
Now, Dmitry, Grishin admires both your vision and your strong team and your awareness of the market. What do you think is your best feature, and how have you developed all of these skills, these features?
Well, it takes time to build a successful company, and you need to understand that it's not something that's happening overnight. You need to work in a lot of iterations and make sure that you keep updating and improving the product to answer exactly what your customers want. And it doesn't really matter if your customer is educational institute or just an end user that want to download something. And it's all about the the user experience and trying to make sure that the customers will be happy, because happy customers bring their friends and happy customers are coming back. And I believe that managing this in a way that we show the growth, just coming over and over again and over a long period of time is something that really appeals, because it shows that the company is mature. It can grow. It's growing over time for a long time, and it's probably sustainable a business that can grow furthermore.
As a side note, I notice you're hiring at the moment for your strong team.
Yeah.
What would you like to say something about that?
Yeah, definitely. We're looking for a few people. I would say the two important positions are one is robot app developers that basically will work in our team and see the marketplace with our apps, our robot apps, and they will work with robots. So it's a lot of fun for every developer just to work with robots, surrounded by robots, all day long. So that's one. And another position is the social media manager. We're looking to widen and make it a much more intimate relationships with our customers. And I truly believe in social media power, because it's not just post a campaign on Facebook or Twitter or something like that. It's much more than just one-on-one relationship with your users, with your customers. And we're looking for someone that will be able to do that. So if you are out there and you think you're qualified, send us an email. jobs@robotappstore.com.
I have to say, successful community management does seem to be a strong feature of the successful robotics companies I've seen at the moment.
So, people want to know, they want to be engaged, they want to be involved in this kind of the robotics thing, right, that everyone is talking about. And they want to learn more. So even if they are not a customer at this, specific moment, I know that if we'll, work with them and like nurture them into becoming a customer, then they will come back. That's something that we saw happening more than one time. So that's very important.
Now, cloud robotics is definitely the area that RobotAppStore is in. How do you see this shaping both the robotics industry generally and the consumer robotics segment?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important. We need to understand cloud robotics has like several segments in it. The ultimate goal or vision of cloud robotics that the robots are always connected and can do everything off the cloud and offload all the computation to remote servers and everything. But this vision is a little bit far away because you know, the bandwidth is not always available, and you know, the robot has to be connected, and you know, what if the robot is not connected? And then just, you know, hang there and just waiting for, you know, command from the network. So this is, you know, the vision. This is where we want to be. But right now, I think the cloud robotics is more about getting, you know, an extension or additions to the software, to the capabilities of the current robots. And I truly believe that you know, this is the way. Just like you know, cloud is playing huge place in smartphones market, for example. So all these you know, services that you can store data and get the data later, and you know, store interactions. So for example, you know, our interaction can be stored and be referred later on, and I can learn from that. This is very important, and I truly believe that you know, that's the right approach, that's the right direction. But still, I mean, it will take some time to get to the ultimate cloud robotics as we envision or think.
And by extension from what you've said, if the tipping point for cloud robotics is extending, just augmenting the existing capabilities, then this could extend to other appliances. The idea of the smart refrigerator, or the smart car, or the smart, you know, some other appliance that you'll turn them into a robot potentially through the application of software.
Yeah, definitely. We already saw that with the Nest, the smart thermostator. So it's just, you know, learning your capability. I mean, learning your preferences, and just, you know, keep, you know, evolving over time. And I'm sure that, you know, downloading, you know, a smarter learning algorithm or something like that, or storing your data in a different on the server and getting it to your new home when you move, it's something that is, you know, very important. I truly believe in that.
Now, what advice would you have for other robot startups?
Well, two things. First of all, you know, get to know your market as early as possible. I mean, ship out things that are not ready, and you're really shame, you know, that this is your first version of your product. And it's important because you will learn so many things from doing that. Your customers will appreciate the opportunity to give you feedback, and you know, to work with you on the product. I think this is one of the most important things. And second thing is try to get you know, a very strong and you know, strong team that can, you know, walk with you through this process, because it's really demanding, and it's really important. Well, one important thing is that I mean, I'm getting this question a lot from, you know, reporters, so I guess it might also benefit, you know, to this interview. Is like you know, robots are very diverse. It's not like you know, the smartphone marketplace. So all the robots are, you know, are not the same like smartphones, where everyone, you know, all the iOS devices are pretty much the same, and most of the Android devices are pretty much the same. But robots are so diverse, so, you know, it doesn't make sense for, you know, developers to go there and, you know, develop, because the diversity is that huge right now. And the answer to that, I mean, that's one thing that, you know, you might be interested. And the answer to that is that first of all, the robotics industry right now is in the same position where the mobile industry were like 10 years ago, where when you wanted to develop a ringtone, okay, I'm not talking about a game, just a ringtone, you had to create it for Nokia Series 30 and Nokia Series 60 and Samsung Bada and Motorola, and, you know, and the Sony and Ericsson before they merged, and it's just the ringtone. And yeah, sure, robotics are pretty diverse right now, but they're, you know, converging, and they converge through different initiatives, like ROS from Willow Garage, that currently support most of the robots that, you know, are available, you know, out there on the market. So if you want to develop something, you can develop it once and run it on multiple platforms. So, you know, although it's really diverse, I mean, it's converging into a point that it really makes sense with ROS, and there are other initiatives, but I truly believe in the in ROS chances to win this domain.
How important is the synergy between the investor and a startup?
I think this is very important because it just leverages both sides. As a company, we're getting the exposure to the rest of the portfolio companies, so we can join forces and do things together. From faster development and faster time to market, and all the way to just sharing costs and this kind of thing. So eventually we are just much more efficient in a way. And I believe it's also important that another reason why it is important is that for the investor to be aligned with the company, what the company is doing, means that the investor can help in all, a whole set of new kind of introductions and new things that can open doors for the company in different places. So eventually, both will benefit from that. The investor from a successful company, and of course the company will benefit from the investor helping the company to grow. So this kind of alignment is very important.
So Grishin's investment can be more than purely financial. It's an investment of expertise as well.
That's right. This is one of the major importance, Sure, this is one of the major decision points for us to make sure that we can leverage the money. It's not just the money; it's much more than that.
Yes, I think we often think about alignment between investor and startup in terms of the ability to understand the strengths and weaknesses and the feature set of a particular startup, not always in terms of what advantages the investor partner can bring to the table.
Well, I take that, for granted. I mean, that the investor understands the business. Otherwise, why would he invest in the company? So if this does not exist, I mean, there is no discussion in the first place. And I think again that leveraging everything, I mean, each other's resources is something that can draw a successful the line between successful company.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Thank you.